Hello, love. My name is Isabella Raye, and tonight, I just want you to slow down. Take a deep breath in, and let it go. You've made it through another day, and that's enough. So, wherever you are right now, get comfortable. Maybe pour yourself a cup of tea, or dim the lights. This is your moment to just be. Tonight, I'll be reading a story called The Woman Who Forgot How to Feel. It's about what happens when the world becomes too heavy, and how we slowly find our way back to ourselves again. If you enjoy stories that make you feel seen, and spaces that remind you to breathe, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more soft moments like this. Now, close your eyes, and let's begin. The Woman Who Forgot How to Feel. Part 1. The Stillness. I used to think silence was mercy, that if I stayed still long enough, the noise in my head would finally stop. When I lost everything, the music, the stage, the person I thought I'd grow old with, I moved into a small apartment above the old bookstore on Wren Street. The air always smelled of dust and paper, and the floors creaked when I walked, as if reminding me that I was still here. Most days, I'd sit by the window with a cup of tea that always went cold, watching strangers hurry through their lives. I wasn't sad, not exactly. Sadness requires something to hold on to. I just felt blank, as though I had misplaced myself somewhere between one heartbreak and the next. It was on one of those quiet afternoons that I found the first letter. It fell from the pages of a secondhand novel. I had bought for company a book I never planned to finish. The paper was yellowed, folded neatly, written in a hand too deliberate to belong to a careless man. To whoever finds this, it began. Grief is not the end of love. It's the echo of it, what remains when the body forgets how to remember. I froze. The words felt too familiar, like someone had peeled them straight out of me. There was no name, no date, just a single initial at the bottom, J. For the first time in years, I felt something stir. Not joy, not pain, just the faintest tremor of curiosity, the kind that makes your pulse move again. The next day, I bought another book. And another. Maybe it was foolish hope. But I began to search for more letters, as if somewhere out there, someone was writing my heart back to life. Part 2. The Echoes. The first letter could have been coincidence. That's what I told myself. But the second one felt like fate reaching out, softly, insistently. It was tucked inside the pages of a poetry book I hadn't meant to buy. The title had caught my eye. For Those Who Dream While Awake. The paper was the same ivory shade, folded the same way, as though the hands that wrote it remembered the pattern by heart. I write because speaking hurts, it read. And because silence is a slow death. Maybe someone will find these words one day and understand what I couldn't say out loud. Something inside me broke open then, not painfully, but like a window being unlatched after a long winter. Who was he? How could someone I'd never met write the way my heart had been begging to speak? Soon, the hunt began. I'd spend hours wandering the aisles of the bookstore, running my fingers along cracked spines, searching for that delicate thread of connection. I wasn't just reading anymore. I was listening. Every letter I found after that, 4, then 6, then 10, traced a story of loss, longing, and hope. He wrote of a woman he had loved once, a life they had shared, and a silence that swallowed him whole when she was gone. I should have felt like an intruder, reading such intimate words meant for no one. But instead, I felt chosen. Each letter mirrored me, my grief, my loneliness, my desperate wish to still believe in love. even when it felt impossible. I began to keep the letters in a small wooden box by my bed. Some nights, I'd read them aloud, my voice trembling on the edges of someone else's pain. Other nights, I'd fall asleep wondering where he was now. If he ever looked at the stars and thought of her, or if maybe, by some impossible grace, he thought of me. And then one morning, when the rain fell softly against the window and the world felt suspended in gray, I opened a book and found something new. A final letter, a date, an address, and just 6 words that made my hands shake. If you're still reading, it's time. Part 3, The Awakening. The letter trembled in my hands for hours before I dared to unfold it again. That single line, if you're still reading, it's time, echoed through my chest like a heartbeat that wasn't entirely my own. I told myself I wouldn't go, that it was madness, that chasing ghosts through ink and paper wasn't the way back to living. But some part of me knew. I'd already left the stillness behind the moment I opened that first letter. The address led to a small town on the coast, the kind of place where the ocean never stopped whispering, and the air tasted like memory. I arrived just before dusk, the sky bleeding gold over rooftops that felt older than time. The bookstore sat at the end of a quiet street, not the one I'd bought the books from, another, smaller, older. Through the window, I saw a man sitting behind the counter, his head bent over an open notebook. I nearly turned back, but then he looked up. His eyes met mine, and I knew. I didn't know how, but I knew. He stood, slow and careful, like he'd been waiting for this moment his entire life, and was afraid it might vanish if he moved too quickly. You found them, he said. His voice carried that same softness the letters had worn, tender, hopeful. You wrote them, I whispered. He nodded. They were never meant to be found, but maybe they were meant for you. We talked until the sky turned indigo, and the air filled with the scent of salt and rain. He told me about the woman he had lost, and how the letters were his way of keeping her close, of learning how to speak again when grief had taken his voice. I told him about the silence that had wrapped itself around me. There was no sudden magic, no grand declaration, just 2 souls sitting in the quiet, realizing they had been writing each other back to life long before they met. When I left that night, I turned back at the door. He was still standing there, a faint smile on his lips, the light from the window haloing his face in gold. For the first time in years, I felt something again. Not the ache of loss, not the weight of sorrow, but the fragile warmth of possibility. Some stories, he had said, don't end. They just find new beginnings. And as I walked into the night, the sea wind against my skin, I believed him. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. I hope this story reminded you of something gentle, that even when you feel numb or lost, you are still here, still capable of feeling, still capable of healing. This was my very first story told in this way, and I'd really love to know what you thought. Did it resonate with you? Would you like to see this story become a full novel one day? Your thoughts mean more than you know. They help me grow and help shape the stories that come next. If this story found you at the right time, let it linger a little longer. Maybe write about how it made you feel, or just sit quietly with the stillness. And if you'd like to escape into more stories like this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, or visit me on Ko-fi, where I share soft worlds like this a little more often. Until next time, be gentle with your heart. I'll see you soon.